Good evening, everyone. Today is February 11th. It's a Tuesday, and I thought I'd take some time to go through the information that was in the most recent newsletter that went out in January. The newsletter is called Tiny Note Tuesday. It comes out the last Tuesday of every month. The intention behind the name Tiny Note Tuesday and the newsletter itself is that it's quick and brief, and you're able to just kind of go through it and get some of the relevant pieces of information right there without having to spend too much time. I understand that everyone's busy and receives a ton of emails, and the intention here is not to have one more email for you to check, but rather to have a quick and fun, brief newsletter to refer to and hopefully learn something new. Each newsletter has 4 components to it. So there's a feature regulatory article, something that I find industry is talking about or is interested in, or something new that I think people should know a little bit more about. And then there's a section about educate yourself. And that's generally a resource that I've stumbled upon that month that I think, oh, wow, industry could really benefit from seeing this as well. And the third component talks about what's new in my practice. And the last is what's new with me outside of work, so that you can get to know me as well. I keep looking back and forth. I'm looking at the printed version of the newsletter because I want to make sure I capture everything that was in there. If you want to subscribe to this newsletter, it's free. It comes out every month, as I said, the last Tuesday of every month, to your chosen email address. And you can subscribe to it at the link below, or through my website, which the link is there as well below. So you can subscribe either way if you choose to. Okay, so the feature regulatory article that I talked about in January, it's the inactive ingredient database, and more specifically the guidance document that came out on the inactive ingredient database. Just a note about guidance documents in general, I find them so helpful. I think they are a great resource if you're trying to just wrap your head around a particular regulation. They are out there for industry to use, so you can access them through the FDA website. I have a link below to this particular guidance document, and in the January newsletter, there's actually instructions on how to search the guidance document database. A quick note on the newsletter. So if you sign up today and you wanted to get last month's newsletter, I actually check and make sure to send out the prior month's newsletter to anyone new who's signed up, so that way you can kind of keep in the loop as to what's been going on. Right, so a database for guidance documents in general, I find very helpful. Again, anyone in the FDA regulated industry, I could see benefiting greatly from it. So please don't hesitate to use this resource that is out there for you. This particular guidance document, it's talking about the inactive ingredient database. What is the inactive ingredient database? So reading straight from the language in the guidance document, the IID provides information on excipients present in FDA drug products. So this is a great database for anyone who is trying to look up an excipient or an inactive ingredient. And there's a section in there that I find very, very helpful, and it lists 6 components. So it gives you the ingredient name, route of administration, dosage form, the chemical abstracts service registry number, or the CAS number, the unique ingredient identifier, or the UNI code, and maximum potency. So if you are needing this information for any inactive ingredient or excipient, the inactive ingredient database will have that information for you, okay, as long as it is a excipient that is present in an FDA approved product. Where can you find it? So the link to this particular guidance document, I've pasted it below, so feel free to go there. And then I've also pasted the general FDA link. And when you're there, you actually can just go in and search for the FDA guidance documents, and then go through the database and see what is relevant to you and what you're wanting to read up on. The second section here, educate yourself. So I recently had to renew my certification for national certification for a pharmacy technician. It's this license that I've had since college. It allowed me to work as a pharmacy technician. And so I've kept up with it. I continue to renew it. I think it's great for me to have this credential. And then also it allows me to learn new things or improve or continue my education in this area. And so recently when I went to renew my certification, I stumbled upon one CE, which is titled Product Quality Verification of Dietary Supplements. And I thought, oh wow, this would be great for anybody in the industry dealing with supplements who are in the food or nutritional industry. This is a free CE. The link for it is below as well, and it goes through this information kind of in a relatively short summary, and then it allows you to take a quiz in the end to kind of test your knowledge on the topic. So if that is of interest to you, please use this resource. I found it really neat and helpful. What's new at the practice? I've been interested in mediation for a very long time. The idea of resolving a dispute without the person, the mediator, taking sides, and the focus really just being on dispute resolution has always really piqued my interest. I think it's a very civilized way to resolve disputes. Of course, it's not always appropriate, but in the times that it is appropriate, I think it's great. And so with that, I've considered, including that in my practice. And so I took the first steps towards that. I went and I was trained, so now I'm a trained mediator, and I joined a volunteer mediation program here locally where I visit courts. I try to do it at least once a week, where I visit courts and observe mediations, and eventually, hopefully, I will be co-mediating and then also mediating as part of this volunteer program. And then hoping to incorporate it into my practice because, there's always contract disputes and business disputes. And I think that perhaps there's something there where this training could be a benefit. So last section, what have I been up to outside of work? I find it very important to have passions outside of my job or outside of my career. So I absolutely love the work that I do. It is a passion of mine, but I find that it's also important to have passions outside of work because I think personally, it allows me to kind of clear my head and it allows me to actually think of more creative ways to resolve problems or issues or matters. So what I've been doing is I've always been into health and fitness. And so recently I've decided to take that to the next level. And I've been teaching a Zumba class or a dance fitness format class at a local gym on Monday nights. And I find that it has been a great way for me to start my week strong, to kind of clear my head, get my routine going with regards to exercise. It's very important that I don't neglect that. I think sometimes work really consumes us, and if we enjoy our work, it can really be in every part of our life. So this has been a great way for me to kind of step outside of it, clear my head, regain some energy so that I can do a much better job at work. That is all I have for now. All the links are noted below. The website link actually has if you go in there, there's contact information as well. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. And that is all I have for now. Have a great day. Bye-bye.